I've been canceling plans since high school. Not occasionally, consistently. Like parties, outings, hangouts. I had an entire system for it. The most intricate airtight excuses you've ever heard. I put real creative energy into those excuses because part of me needed them to be convincing, not just for the other person, but for myself. There was this like small voice in my head that needed a good enough reason to stay home. A real reason. Because I'm too anxious to go didn't feel like a real reason yet. And it took me a long time to realize that it was. The thing about anxiety and canceling plans is that it never presents itself honestly. It doesn't say you're scared, it says you're tired. You're not feeling well. It'll be awkward. You won't have fun. You'll feel worse if you go more than if you stay. It wraps avoidance in the language of self-care and listening to your body. And it's very, very convincing. And sometimes those things are true, right? Sometimes you genuinely need to rest. Sometimes staying home is the right call. The problem is when you do it enough times that you can't tell the difference anymore between actually needing to stay and just being too scared to go. And that's where I ended up. And it snuck up on me so slowly and so carefully that I didn't notice it happening. Here's what years of canceling plans does to you, okay? Staying home becomes comfortable, but not in the cozy, restful way, in the default way. Like, this is my standard. The outside world just starts to feel like something that requires more energy than you have, more bravery than you can access. And every time you cancel, the next outing feels a little harder. The threshold for what feels manageable gets a little smaller. Until one day, you realize that even the things you used to love, seeing friends, going out, being around people, feel like mountains you're not sure you can climb anymore. And the worst part is that when you finally do go, when you push through the anxiety and actually show up, it's so much more stressful than it used to be. Because you're out of practice. Because your brain has been telling you for so long that this is dangerous territory. And now it genuinely feels that way. You trained yourself to be afraid of the thing you used to do without thinking. I know there's a version of this where someone tells you to just push through it. Just go. Do the thing. And the anxiety will follow behind and eventually it'll get easier. And that's not entirely wrong. Exposure helps. Showing up helps. The more you go, the more normal going starts to feel again. You know? But I also know what it's like to be so deep in it that it just feels like being told to fly. Like the instruction makes sense, but the body has no idea how to execute it. So, I'm not going to tell you to just go. What I will say is this. Canceling makes sense. Of course it does. And it works in the short term. It removes the immediate discomfort. But it's borrowing against future you. And honestly, the interest rate is brutal. I'd say I've been doing this since high school, as I said. And it really started small, you know. I used to avoid one little outing every week. And then, you know, it turned into two. Like two, and then at some point it was I'm invited to everything, but everyone expects me not to show up because they're so used to me not showing up. So like I'm still invited, but I haven't been going for so long that it's kind of expected of you. And when you do go, it's like this super special thing, and then it puts more pressure on you makes every other thing harder as well. Anyway, I'm paying the debt. Honestly, I don't even know if I've started paying yet. I think I'm still borrowing. I... You know, years of canceled plans have made my world smaller and smaller. And, you know, I would like to say that I'm slowly, imperfectly trying to expend it again. But... I'm just not right now. And I like to say that I like to keep hope and say that, you know, my drive to the therapist, my walk with the dog changes something, re-expands my circle, right? My world. But honestly, do they really? I used to have many friends, or I thought I did. And as time went by, you know, one group of friend after the other kind of just disintegrated. And not in like the way where like your friend group blows up, in the way that they start not inviting you, and then eventually nothing gets said to you, and then eventually you're removed from a group chat, and you don't have the option to go anymore even if you felt like going. And another friend group just keeps doing their stuff, and you know, they go their own way eventually, so your circle closes slowly and slowly again. Anyway, I still cancel stuff. Every part of me wants to cancel stuff. And I know how hard and difficult it is to not do that, and to keep going, and to actually try to go out with friends to hang out. But if you don't do it now, the cost is immeasurable in the future. And now hearing what I'm saying, that would mean that I should start going out again. That I should be doing that. And I'm not. I'm not. So, do with that what you must. And if you go out, let me know. I want some drama in my life. I want something to happen. So, have some fun for the both of us, okay? And if you want to join the server, check out the Google Forms in the description. Alright, bye!